You're not excited for a Superman movie coming out in July about truth,
Ah,
justice, and the American way? How could you not be excited for that?
I don't
Well, I
know.
suppose if I told you that the American way once again being ignored in a DC movie, would that be appealing to you? Would that be
I don't think
appealing?
so. I don't think so.
It is this incessant need, the idea that, well, if we keep these characters who are supposed to represent America in the American way, say like Captain America and Superman, it really limits our potential audience, and the rest of the world might not really like that message. It hasn't worked out well for Captain America Brave New World by pushing away from the America aspect of the character, like we saw from Anthony Mackie. Don't know if it'll work either for James Gunn's Superman. But yes, indeed, we're getting some official, art and descriptions and things like that. Here it
Great.
is. Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in the world that views these as old-fashioned. Isn't that
Great.
the first time that they've used truth, justice, and the human way? There's been a big push towards it in the comic books and even on screen before. What do you think about that, Jay? Truth, justice, and the human way.
At first, I think they were just doing that to get Superman to have a more international appeal, maybe. But I think Hollywood just hates America in general. So anything that says truth, justice, and the American way, they're like, we can't have the American way because look who's in office. It's awful. We can't promote that stuff. That's what I think. I think Hollywood people, most of them are disgusting. They hate America. And they don't want they don't want to promote any type form of America. Call me a conspiracy guy, whatever. That's what I think. And that's what they'll push. I mean, he's dressed as the American flag for crying out loud for the most part. That was Superman.
I don't think that it's by having a character. Look, his name's like, let's take Marvel, Captain America.
Yeah.
Trying to distance yourself from the America aspect of that when it's the fucking name of the character is retarded. In the same way, this is something that people have known about Superman for forever. And truth, justice, and the American way. To distance yourself from that, from what made this character into what they are, and a global, not just American, a global icon, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it's stupid.
And especially with a movie that needs to make so much money, I get the idea of wanting to appeal to everyone around the world, but it hasn't worked out in the comic books when they've done this. I don't think it's going to work out in the movies either. James Gunn's Superman to $1 billion. New report says it might have to. And this is in a Hollywood Reporter article that talks about some of the big budgets for the blockbusters. We know Tom Cruise The Final Reckoning, like $400 million, an insane budget. Jurassic World Rebirth, surprisingly, compared to a lot of these other movies that are coming out, is in the reasonable territory for a movie like this, $180 million. Superman, although initially reported as a $363 million budget, Warner Brothers comes out and says it's actually $225. There is no way to get 363 to 225 with the places they filmed, with the rebates that could be in place for that. It could certainly bring it down to under 300. But now we're finding out from a Warner Brothers insider that they think that they might be spending $200 million to market this thing.
Jeez.
Sources say DC and its parent could spend as much as God damn it. As $200 million on the global marketing campaign, compared with the usual $150 million for the all-audience summer tentpole. It wouldn't be a surprise since Superman kicks off the Gunn era and needs to work at the box office. Either way, between the production budget and the marketing, it's certain to land in the $400 million club, meaning regardless of whether you take the 363 number or the 225 number, once you add the marketing in, they've spent all in around 400 million plus on this thing. Which means, as it shows here, there's no way to defend these budgets, because when you get in the $700 to $900 million break-even point in regards to box office and ancillary revenue, it doesn't make any sense, says a veteran financier. Can this movie do $1 billion?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to. And if they do this crazy push to appeal to the anti-Trump crowd or whatever like that, it's going to sink even worse. It's gonna yeah, it's not gonna do well. Not only that, like I said, it's got competition in the month of July. I don't know, man. I agree with your assessment. Actually, I think 700 million is where we're gonna hit. But maybe that's all they need to continue the James Gunn franchise to keep it going. Maybe they'll be like, we could build on momentum because when Superman 2 comes out, it'll be even better, or however it's going to be. But I don't think it's going to do $1 billion.
I think that 650 to 700 to me is the potential range for Fantastic Four and Superman. Look, if Superman comes out, despite all the problems we have with it and the lack of excitement, if it comes out and it blows us away, hell yeah, it can do anything. We'll see. But that's kind of my pick for both Fantastic Four and Superman right now. It's just, I think 650 to 700 in that range is kind of like what I expect for both movies. I think Jurassic World Rebirth, do a little more. I don't know if it's going to make $1 billion.
I think that'll hit $1 billion.
I don't know if it'll hit $1 billion, but also doesn't have to, because if it's only got a $180 million budget, like if that thing hits 900 million, it'll make more than the last movie did. The last movie was like 250, almost $300 million budget. And it did hit $1 billion.
It's $1 billion, man. I'm saying stamp it. I'm usually right on this. Stamp it. $1 billion. Those people overseas love anybody getting chased by dinosaurs. They just love it. Just like Avatar 3 is going to come out. It's going to make it's going to make a ton of money. Maybe. We'll see.